Hi there, my name is Leah Robinson. My password is pretzel, and today is April 24th, 2019. This is my live audience. Today I want to talk to you about whether your birth control pill is doing more harm than good. One statistic I found about birth control shows that the fertility awareness method is more than 95% effective, coupled with taking your temperature orally. And this is from the Osteopathic Journal of Medicine. So the reason I'm talking about this today is because the fertility awareness method isn't something that people really know about, and also people don't really understand some of the negative benefits that can be associated with taking a hormonal contraceptive pill. It's also something I have a lot of personal experience with, so that I want to share that with you as well. I am a nutrition student. I love to talk about how to treat things with food, and specifically hormonal imbalances and fertility is something that I research a lot. It's something I think is really interesting, and as well as that, I'm also a health and wellness blogger, and because that, I often am writing about this and researching this. And so I want to talk to you about why this is important to you, even if you might not think it's important to you. This applies to you because you know many women on this pill. They might be your sister or your mom or your friend or something, but I think it is the most common form of birth control, and that a lot of people just take it without really understanding the effects of it. So it's really important for you to understand this so that you can go to the people that you know and love and explain this to them. This also applies to you because at some point in your life you might be trying to get pregnant, or you might be trying to prevent a pregnancy, or your wife might be trying to do one of these things. So next, I would like to share that oral contraceptives have been positively associated with breast cancer, and that was found in a study done by Ronald Ferris, who is a medical doctor. Also something that you don't hear very often, that is extremely important thing to understand when you are possibly a young girl and you go in and you are trying to figure out your options for birth control, and this is the most common one that you get presented with. Second to that, I think that emotional health is another factor that goes into this. In my experience, I was taking different forms of birth control, and there was times where I was feeling really depressed or sad about something that I would not normally be sad about, and I realized later that when I went off of it, that I was so much happier just being my natural self and letting my body balance itself out. I did find a study about that done by Ellen Grant. She is a retired gynecologist, and she talks about how the high levels of progesterone that were found in your body when taking the oral contraceptives were negatively affecting women. And when she compared it to the men of the same age, it was almost always higher because of their birth control. So that's something to think about for sure. And if you're not trying to prevent pregnancy, or you don't really put much thought into like why you're taking birth control, I want you to think about the fact that it might apply to you because it could be negatively affecting your gut, and it can also be contributing to future vitamin deficiencies. So technically it applies to everyone, honestly. And something I also want you to think about is, if you are a health conscious person, do you eat salads and drink kombucha and do yoga or whatever you deem as healthy, but then you still take this pill every day that might be negatively affecting you, and you might not know it is negatively affecting you, but it's overriding the natural balance and flow of your body. And when you override your monthly cycle, especially as a female, it actually affects different cycles because your body is very cyclical. And also, it is found that other forms of birth control are actually more effective and as effective. So the fertility awareness method coupled with condoms is extremely effective as well. And the nice thing about that is it won't affect your body negatively. So there are also other forms of birth control that don't affect your body negatively, but they have found that fertility awareness method, where you take your temperature coupled with condoms, is the most effective, up there with hormonal contraceptive pills. And a study that was found by the Orthopedic Journal of Medicine shows that fertility awareness method had a bad name and that people were getting pregnant on it more often when people didn't really understand how to do it. They were not taking their temperature correctly, and temperature is the key part of fertility awareness method, as well as tracking your cycles. And so people were often getting pregnant. And so now they did some updated research, and they found that it is actually people are able to use it as their main form of birth control. So I want you to imagine a world where your body can be its natural self, where it's able to like flow naturally and have its own cycles. Imagine a world where your B vitamins are replenished and you have lots of energy, because B vitamins really contribute to your energy. They actually contribute to almost every body system, and specifically your nervous system, which transfers to you having healthier brain balance and having more energy. And that is from the European Review for Medical and Pharmacological Sciences. Also, just imagine a world where your emotions aren't controlled by a birth control pill, because that's something that was happening to me and it was really negatively affecting me. So just imagine that, and imagine a world that is easy to get pregnant if that is your ultimate goal, that you don't have to wait a year for your body to figure it itself out, that you are just able to do that if that's what you're wanting to do. I am calling on you to leave this with the idea to do some research on birth control for yourself. It's not something that is taught very often, and it's not something that even is talked about very often. So I'm asking you to do some research on this. The first step is to talk to your doctor, obviously, and then go off the pill if that's what you decide, and then let your body regulate out. And then lastly, I want to share that a combination of condoms and fertility awareness method is as effective as the pill, and it will not hurt your body. So I really hope this helps. Thank you.